everyone. Today we are going to make the easiest mac and cheese you have ever seen. I have all the ingredients we're going to need laid out here for the mac and cheese. You've got a tube of tomato paste because we only need a tablespoon. You've got some cheddar cheese here. This is shredded cheddar cheese. This is some fresh Parmesan cheese. These canisters are salt and pepper. And I've got a cup of water here to signify the broth I'm going to make. Here is the pasta, and this is more than we need, but again, I can store it. Here is the evaporated milk, and I have some better than bouillon to make the broth, which tastes amazing. So this better than bouillon is what makes the broth taste so good. And so you want 1 teaspoon per cup of water. And so we've got 4 cups of water in here. So that means we want 4 teaspoons. Now, this better than bouillon is a little bit salty, and so use it at your discretion. Some people like more, some people like less of it. So now I'm going to give this a stir, and as you can see down here in the pot, it is definitely becoming chicken broth. And so my next task is to take the pasta So as you can see, this is way more than we need. This is 32 ounces and we only need 16 ounces. So I'm only going to dump half of this in, and I'm just going to tell if I feel when half is probably dumped in. I'd say that's pretty accurate right there. I'm going to dump a little more in just for the heck of it. And there we go. All right, so we're going to call this, I think this is half. Oh, hard to say. We'll do a little more. All right, that's got to be half. I'm going to add in my mustard powder, and I'm just doing it with my hands because they're clean. And sometimes just adding in a pinch like this works because it's calling for a tablespoon. So I'm just going to put a little more into my hand here, and that's good. And you can see this is a brand new bottle of ground mustard. Now let's say you don't have ground mustard. If you have regular mustard in your refrigerator, that works just fine. I've used that too. So I'm going to set that down on the counter. And this is my pepper, and I am just going to turn the top and add it in, and it might look like a lot when I'm doing this, but it's not actually a lot because the pepper comes out kind of slow. So that's the pepper, and let's go with the salt. The salt, for some reason, I think that the salt comes out a little faster, maybe because you don't need to grind it. And I'm not putting too much salt in because of the better than bouillon. I've already use that, and it's a little bit more salty. Now check this out, fellow cooks. This is a tube of tomato paste. And so I have bought the cans, and I have a couple of 6-ounce cans, but when you only need a tablespoon, why use a can? So look at this. I can just squeeze it in to the pasta. Now comes the fun part, cooking it in the Instant Pot. All you need to do is close the lid, turn the knob to sealing, hit the pressure cook button, and set it for 4 minutes. Now I'm actually going to set the timer for 5 minutes because I like my pasta to be a little more done. So as you can see, this has been on the lukewarm setting now for about 17 minutes. It actually says quick release in the recipe, but I was busy working on importing some of the videos for this film and I lost track of time. So I am going to not do as much of a quick release. It's more of a natural release. Now remember, one thing I like to do is turn this toward my sink and my window, just because actually, oops, I think I'm turning it the wrong way. Hold on, my bad. Okay, let me flip it over this way. All right, keep flipping. So you basically want the sides of it to kind of, you want the screen portion to face the sink because it's going to point this way. And I've got my oven mitt on because I'm weird like that. Some people just flick it with their finger. I'm not one of them. But you can see the steam then goes this way to the windows, which I think is nicer. And it smells really good, even though I did not follow the exact recipe and I didn't do a quick release. I'm doing a natural release. But I think with pasta, that's not the end of the world to do it that way. Just because sometimes that's how life works and we get busy, right? And we're busy doing other things. And so this is the fun part, because now we get to add the cheese, 1 cup of Parmesan, 2 cups of cheddar cheese as well. And what makes it creamy is the evaporated milk. And so you heard that click. And if you can see the little venting guy, the knob is down here. Now it's facing toward me instead of toward the wall here in the refrigerator. All right, so let me open this and just remember that it's hot. And now you can see how nicely done the pasta is here. And one thing you want to know, don't drain the pasta because you need the broth to give it flavor and you need the broth to make it more creamy. So let's start with I was going to try to open it with my hand, but I'm not. The Parmesan cheese here. All right. And again, I only need a cup of this, and I believe this is about 8 ounces. So I'm going to add most of this. All right. Let's see. Maybe not all of it, just because I don't want it to be too Parmesan cheesy, if that makes sense. You might really like the Parmesan element, but I'm one of those people who likes a certain amount of Parmesan cheese. But again, the nice thing about mac and cheese is it's to your flavor and your taste, and I have more to add if I think it's not enough. So I'm just gonna give that a quick stir and let it sit for a second while I open the big bag of cheddar cheese. And remember, I don't actually need all of the cheddar cheese because I've got a big bag. I believe it was on sale, so I just bought a big bag instead of a smaller bag. And I'm not going to add the entire bag as we discussed with the Parmesan, because if I really added this entire bag, it would be probably too cheesy. And you can see I'm just doing it with my hands because it's faster that way. And I guess I could pour it, but with my hands, I feel like I have better control of how much of it comes out at a time instead. And so that's why I do that. And so you can see I've probably used about half of the bag right here. And I will set it down. And I was looking for my spoon and it was in the thing. How many times have you done that when you've cooked? You've just been like, oh, where is it? Oh, it's right here. Okay. And so you can see that it's getting that cheesy flavor. You can see it's turning, but here is the ingredient that I think makes this really special. And that is the evaporated milk. So we're going to use this. And I like this one because it has one of those little tops, and so it just opens almost like a can of soda or sparkling water would open. And so I'm just gonna dump it in, dump it all in. I just bang the side to make sure it all gets in there. And let's find the spoon. Okay, there we go. And look at how creamy this is going to get.
Thank you so much for watching. That was good. I loved making it, and I will be eating it for a few days now, on Friday and after Friday, which is fantastic. I love that I can have a meal that tastes good, that works for leftovers, that can be a main dish or a side dish. So give it a shot and let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, what are some of your favorite recipes that you like to have for dinner? Or if you have any suggestions of things you'd like me to try, I'd love to hear about that too. Please, before we go, do the YouTubey things for me. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, the share button, just because it helps me as a YouTube content creator with all of those algorithms. Thank you so much for watching. It was great spending time with you. Until next time, bye for now.